Today I'm excited to take you on a journey as we build a pond for the salamanders that I caught in my previous video. If you haven't checked that out yet, don't worry, I'll drop a link at the end of this one. Now we're on a bit of a time crunch since our water-loving friends are currently waiting in a kiddie pool for us to get this done. The perfect spot for their new home is right in the garden where the sprinklers keep things wet and there's tons of bugs on the menu. We're getting resourceful with the liner that's seen its fair share of pond building adventures at my parents' house. Despite the battle scars, we'll trim around the holes using this piece for our stream and the larger one for the pond. For the waterfall, we'll use this trusty bucket. I'll be fixing it to the waterfall by cutting a hole and sealing it with a layer of silicone. I'm also cutting the flanges off the top of this bucket to get a better seal. The foundation is crucial, so I'm tamping down the base using dirt from the hole and adding some big sandstone chunks as a retaining wall. For rocks, me and my buddy Dylan went down to the river and filled up his girlfriend's car with boulders, which she wasn't too happy about. But the stream will feature a main spillway branching into two small waterfalls, creating a wetland that filters the water before cascading into the main pond. My dad joined in on the fun, but we had a surprise, an old sprinkler line. With the pond dug up, I created an inlet for the pump, ensuring full circulation. Now it's time for the liner. I blocked off the pump with cinder block covered in mesh so no critters get sucked into the pump. More rocks enter the scene. We thought we found the perfect rock for our waterfall, but it was just a tad too long, so after a solid 30 minutes of chiseling and drilling, we ended up just going with a different rock altogether. After ensuring all the spillways were level, it was time for our next step. More rocks. That's probably the most annoying part of building ponds for me is finding rocks. You can go buy some from a hardscape company, but to do things on a budget around here. Now size matters, so we added some big accent boulders to make it look more natural. I put down a piece of scrap liner to protect the main liner from getting punctured from the boulder. Now we get the rest of, was that Spider-Man? We get the rest of the rocks and it's time to fill it up and test it. Nice. It's all leaking out the edge right there. Might have to fill it up a little bit more with some foam. A couple things from our first water test. We had water dipping down underneath the rock, so I foamed the rest of the holes, and then water was coming out the back of this right here because I accidentally grinded it down. Glued on this little piece of tarp, so that should help. Now it's time to clean up these edges and add some plants. I gathered some moss from the mountains and then some other water plants from the spot where we caught the big salamanders, adding a touch of home for our buddies here. Now this is where the video gets a little scattered. You see these crazy dogs right here? They like to get wild and jump in the pond and crawl on the waterfall and trash everything. And since this pond is strictly a salamander pond, we can't have dogs ruining their habitat. So my dad and I put up this fence, mostly my dad. Now I was having a hard time putting up this mesh fence on my own. Not sure what to do, I almost gave up entirely. If only Dante were here. So I walked across the street and knocked on his door since we're neighbors, and he came over and helped me finish up running the mesh. We then staked it down and stained the wood to somewhat match the house. Then I cleaned it up by cutting off the excess. I even ordered some solar powered lights to spice things up at night and help attract even more bugs so they have an endless buffet. Okay, now back to where we left off. It's time to add these salamanders to their new paradise. I'm starting with the big ones that we caught on the mountain. There goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ready for some more. Next up was the hundreds of baby ones that we saved from a pond that was drying up, which I have a whole video on my channel if you want to watch me save these guys. It was pretty cool. We got our bowl of salamanders. Grab a handful, throw them in. Let the rest go up there. They can make their way down, or they can hang out up there, no matter. They can climb in and out right here too. Pond is officially done, guys. Check it out. Waterfall splitting into the two, into the main pond right there. Water's all cleared up. Tons of salamanders all hiding out throughout all the cracks in there. And at night you can see tons of salamanders out crawling around right here. They can still crawl out of this fence too and come into the yard. I put a bunch of little secret cubbies like this one. And there's tons of other little secret holes and stuff for them to hang out in and hide in. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. We lined up the gutter right there so it falls right into the pond, so we harvest some rainwater. It's pouring right now. Yeah, that's the end of the video, and thanks for watching. Later.